Greetings, YouTube. This is Fragments of Memory once again. And one of my Facebook partners, Testizel, another video response because you asked me what I thought about the whole Afrocentrism thing. Afrocentrism, black culture, black pride, all of that good stuff. Well, I personally think that Afrocentrism can be a good thing in the sense that black people do need to learn about their history, do need to learn about where they came from. And we weren't just swinging on trees until the white man showed up and then we suddenly got civilization. It doesn't work that way. However, I am with you on the whole using Afrocentrism to, let's say, make yourself elevated. Like, yes, I'm quote unquote conscious. I'm in tune with my ancestry, or I'm in tune with my blackness, and therefore I am better than you. My blackness is better than your blackness. You don't measure up to my standard of blackness. So I'm with you there. Because again, I think that we should honor the struggle of blacks in this country and the struggle of blacks around the world. And we should learn about our history, learn about our culture, learn about our ways of life. Learn about those things. But let us not turn learning about our blackness and black people into gods, because that is a form of idolatry. I'm also of the opinion that now I was one of them brothers that used to think that Christianity was the white man's religion. I used to think, yeah, man, don't go to church because that's the white man's thing. And then of course on the flip side, don't go to the mosque because that's the Arab thing. They don't like you either. So I just think that Afrocentrism, though it can be empowering, also has us coming from a place of victimhood in the sense that we realize that we had struggles in this country, but then we forget that we can overcome those struggles. And both Christian and Muslim men did these things. And they were men that looked like me and looked like you and looked like any other black person out there. So they did many wonderful things. What I would suggest, like for example, Jesus. Now, personally, between you and me, nobody should have any pictures of Jesus or Muhammad or God even, because that will make us, because naturally people want to worship what they see. Naturally people want to concoct in their minds what they think God looks like, or what Jesus or Muhammad or anybody else looks like. So to this day, when you say Moses to me, for example, I think of Charlton Heston and Cecil B. DeMille's Ten Commandments, even though Moses did not look like that. But that's how we're made to make him appear. Um, from what I hear, Jesus, the artwork we see of Jesus, it was supposedly based off a man by the name of Caesar Borgia, and this man was far from being Christ-like. So what I would recommend is just do your history about the imagery of what we're being represented with. Because when you look on a Catholic church, a Protestant church, Greek Orthodox church, we see Jesus with the blonde hair and the blue eyes, and we automatically assume that's what he looked like. And even the actors they get always look like that. So I would just recommend don't use the imagery of the creator or his creations in worship services. Hey, if you want to talk about what the good things Jesus did, by all means do so. But the important thing is to know what he did, know what he taught, and then try to follow that example. That's the important thing, not what he looked like. So the main thing is we should stop using images in the worship or the depiction of prophets and God. Um, what else? Also, a lot of Afrocentric people, and me included, oh yeah, the white man schools, the white man school, da 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 da. Now, don't get me wrong. I have issues with the American educational system. I think it disenfranchises both black and white. It doesn't discriminate in that respect. But I don't think that we should just. I think that learning about your history and acknowledging that this is me and this is what I come from and that black is beautiful is one thing. But to sit up here and then say, let's hate on the other races is just as bad. I don't see the Jews doing this. I don't see the Irish or the Italians or any other groups doing this. So I would say get your history intact, get your learning intact about black history, but Never, ever, ever use that to denigrate another culture. Even if that culture tries to denigrate you, you still know who you are, and then you can do better. But instead, I think it is very easy to sit up here and shout big slogans. And I've known some brothers that were quote unquote conscious that still drank alcohol, that smoked marijuana, that fornicated. You know, they laid up with a bunch of different women, but they was quote unquote conscious. You know, they would sometimes I go to these spoken word venues, and of course the other brothers that are spouting that spoken word and they sound real intelligent and spiritual, but then they're doing just the same thing as the regular old thug on the corner. So number one, I think that word conscious is sort of thrown around loosely. Nobody really understands what it means. I think people need to really sit down and say, what does it mean to be conscious? What does it mean to be in tune with my black ancestry? And then, am I striving to be an excellent individual? Am I striving to put my beliefs, whatever my religion is, into practice? Or am I just running my mouth because it sounds cool or it looks good? Well, Testazel, man, thank you so much for sending me that video, and this is my response to it. And I hope that you you got something out of it, and I hope the rest of YouTube got something out of it. So, thanks once again, man. Peace.